Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Aman and I will teach you science. Okay. Before starting this lecture, just revise about that last lecture. In last lecture, I have explained you about the types of chemical reactions. Okay. What are the types of chemical reaction we have studied in last lecture? That was combination reaction. Then after we studied about decomposition reaction. And decomposition reaction is of three types: photolytic decomposition reaction, thermal decomposition reaction, and third one is electrolytic decomposition reaction. Okay. Next type of reaction is third one, that is displacement reaction. Fourth one is double displacement reaction, and the last one is redox reaction. What is redox reaction? A reaction in which oxidation reaction and reduction reaction goes on simultaneously. Okay. So this topic is related to that redox reaction in which there is a use of oxidation reaction. In this topic there is use of oxidation reaction. You can see here the topic is effects of oxidation reaction in everyday life. So before starting this lecture, what is oxidation reaction? Oxidation reaction means addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. If you want to study this in details, go to the playlist of this channel and see the last lecture of science, means chemical reaction and equation, lecture number 2. Okay. Now let's start this lecture. In this lecture we will study the effects of oxidation reaction in everyday life. Okay. We have studied different types of reaction. You can ask, sir, what is the use of these reactions in our life? So what is the use of oxidation reaction in our life? First one is corrosion of metals. We can see the rusting of iron. Iron gets corroded, iron gets wasted due to the presence of air and oxygen and water. So first one is corrosion of metal. Second one is rancidity of food. Means what is rancidity of food? Wastage of food. Okay, due to oxidation reaction. I will explain you later. Now corrosion of metal. We have seen a phenomena in which the color of metal changes. Like the color of iron changes to brown color, the color of copper changes to green. Okay, the color of silver changes to black after some time. Why does this happen? This is the example of corrosion of metals. Means the upper surface of the metals are eaten up by the action of air, moisture or a chemical. Okay, what is this corrosion of metal? It is the process in which metals are eaten up gradually by the action of air or moisture or a chemical, like which type of chemical? Like acids on their surface. Due to this process, the color of the metal also changes. The upper surface of the metal color also changes, like the color of iron changes to brown, as I have discussed before, the color of copper changes to green. Now what is the example of this? The famous example is rusting of iron. In this chapter we have to study only about rusting of iron. Rest, the corrosion of copper, corrosion of silver, corrosion of aluminium and all this, we have to study this in third chapter, that is metals and non-metals. So we will study this topic in details in third chapter, metals and non-metals. In this chapter we have to study only rusting of iron. Okay, rusting of iron means it is rusting. Rusting is the special name for corrosion of iron. Means corrosion of iron is nothing, rusting of iron. If we say corrosion of iron, it means it is indicating rusting of iron. It is a special name for iron. Now corrosion, we say corrosion of copper, corrosion of aluminium, and when we say corrosion of iron, it means it is nothing, rusting of iron. It is just a special name. Okay, so we have to study this. So what are the conditions in which the iron gets rusted? What are the conditions? Okay, the first condition is presence of water and oxygen. Presence of water and oxygen. And the second condition may be the presence of moisture, which contains both water and air. What does moisture mean? Moisture means combination of air and water, is moisture. So if there is a presence of moisture, iron will get rusted, or if there is presence of oxygen as well as water, iron will get rusted. Okay, so what reaction is going on while the iron is rusted? The reaction is iron reacts with oxygen and water to form iron oxide. And what form? In what form? Hydrated iron oxide. Hydrated iron oxide means the iron oxide with presence of water, just like moisture, air with presence of water, just like that. Hydrated iron oxide means iron oxide with presence of water. Fe2O3 is iron oxide into XH2O. H2O is water with presence of water. We will balance it. Balancing, you know how to balance. If you don't know the balancing, how to balance, see chemical reaction and equation, lecture 1. 4Fe plus 3O2 plus 2 XH2O. What is this X? What does it denote? This X. This X is number of molecules of water. Number of molecules of water. This X represent number of molecules of water. Now you will say, sir, what is this number of molecules of water? What does it mean? It means if we dip iron into a liter of water, or we dip it into 2 liters of water. Third condition is we are dipping it into 5 liters of water. Now is there any change? Yes, there is a change in the amount of water. It means that if the amount of water is increasing, the number of molecules of water also increases. It means more the number of water, that all will participate in this chemical reaction. In a liter of water, the number of molecules present in a liter of water will react with iron and oxygen to form this. 2 liters of water, the number of molecules of water of 2 liters will react. So the number of molecules depends upon the supply of water we are supplying. Okay, or the water present in the atmosphere, the amount of water present in the atmosphere. This X depends on that factor. Okay, so the formula for rust is Fe2O3 into XH2O. This 2 is just for balancing this reaction. If someone asks what is the formula of rusting of iron, you will write Fe2O3 into XH2O. No need to write 2 Fe2O3 into XH2O, because 2 is just for balancing this reaction. Okay. Now we understood what is rusting, how does it happen, what are the conditions for rusting. So is there any method to prevent this rusting? There must be a question. Sir, we know this rusting, how does it happen, everything I know. So is there any method for prevention of rusting? Yes, it is very simple method, and you all people have seen it in your environment. Painting iron articles. Why do we paint iron articles? Okay. Galvanization, you have already studied in class 8. Electroplating. So let's discuss about the prevention methods which we can use to prevent rusting of iron. See here, what are the methods? First one is painting. If you paint an iron article, if you paint it, what happens? The connection between the iron and air and water gets cut. So there will be no rusting of iron. Second one is oiling. Similar phenomena, the contact gets cut. Galvanization. What is galvanization? Galvanization is nothing, coating of zinc metal over another metal. What is coating of zinc metal over another metal is called as galvanization. Okay. If this is iron metal, suppose this is iron article, if we put a coating of zinc over this, if we put a layer of zinc over this, then this method is called as galvanization. Next one is alloying. Alloying means mixing of other metals with iron so as to get the effect of rusting, so as to get reducing the effect of rusting. For example, in case of alloying, we will learn this topic also in details in third chapter, but I will give you some idea about this. Alloying, you know stainless steel. Stainless steel is an alloy of iron. So when we mix other metals with iron, it gets something else like stainless steel, which do not get corroded. Okay. And the last one is electroplating. Electroplating is similar to galvanization, but in this method there is no foundation, that the zinc metal is only coated. The zinc metal is used to coat another metal. In this method, any metal can be used to coat other metal. Okay, so electroplating is also a coating of a metal layer over another metal. For example, if we coat this iron with another metal like silver, zinc, any other, that would be electroplating. So we in this method we select that metals which do not corrode. Okay, or the chance of corrosion is very less of that metal. We make the layer of that metal over iron article to prevent it from rusting. So all this method except this alloying, these four methods, in these four methods the process is similar. What is the process? What is the concept behind it? The concept is to cut the contact of iron with oxygen and water so as to get reducing or get reduce the rusting effect of iron. Okay, and alloying is different, that is mixing of different metals together. Okay, so this was the corrosion of metal. We will study this topic in details in third chapter. Understood? Two effects, corrosion and rancidity. Corrosion we have already studied. Corrosion means eaten up gradually upper surface of the metal by the action of air, moisture or a chemical like, which type of chemical like acid. Okay, and for example we have already discussed about the rusting and what are the prevention of this rusting. Okay, so now we will start next topic, that is rancidity of food. Okay, sorry friends, वो थोड़ा कैमरा में प्रॉब्लम आ गया था. Okay, so we have studied till now the corrosion of metals, in which I have given you the example of rusting of iron and what are the prevention for it. Now the next topic we are going to study is rancidity of food. Okay, this is also based on the oxidation reaction. This is also based on the oxidation reaction. What is rancidity of food? The oxidation of oily and fatty foods. Okay, the oxidation of not all foods, only the foods which is oily and fatty, marked by unpleasant smell and taste. Marked by, how will you come to know that oxidation of oily and fatty foods has been done? When we taste it or when we smell it, it will smell unpleasant. Okay, the smell will be unpleasant or the taste will be also unpleasant. It's called as rancidity. Okay, the oxidation of oily and fatty foods marked by unpleasant smell and taste is called as rancidity. Okay, what is oily and fatty food? Chips. We eat chips, Lays. We eat, that is oily and fatty foods. Oily foods that gets oxidized. That process is known as rancidity. That process is known as rancidity. Okay, that is why when we buy a chips packet, it is filled with some gases. It is filled with some gases. Why? To prevent it from rancidity, to prevent it from oxidation. And what is that called? That prevention method is nothing, adding nitrogen gases to packed food which contains oils and fat. This nitrogen gas is filled in that packet so as to prevent it from oxidation, and the process is rancidity. Okay, now we understand it. Pickles आपका खराब हो जाता है, and another many more things which contains oils and fats gets oxidized after some time. Okay, oxidized means it reacts with the oxygen or the moisture. Okay, now what are the methods for prevention of this rancidity? As we have marked the problem, so there must be some solution, and the solutions are this prevention methods. First is adding antioxidants. Okay, means adding chemicals which is antioxidants, which does not allow that food to oxidize, like BHT. What is BHT? Butylated hydroxytoluene. This is example of an antioxidant, BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene. One more example is BHA. One more example is, you can write it here, BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole. Butylated hydroxyanisole. Okay, BHA. There is one more example of it. BHA, butylated hydroxyanisole, and BHT is butylated hydroxytoluene. These two are the antioxidants which is added to the food containing oils and fats. Another is storing in airtight container. We store pickles in airtight container. Why? To prevent it from oxidation. If there is no contact between the atmosphere means the gases present in atmosphere, especially oxygen, then there will be no oxidation. Okay, storing away from light. We have to store our oily and fatty foods away from light so as to prevent it from oxidation. Next is adding nitrogen gases to packed food. Adding nitrogen gases to packed food. I have already discussed about this. Okay, and one more important thing, storing food in refrigerator. We keep our food in refrigerator so as to protect it from oxidation. Okay, so what is rancidity of food? You get to know. The oxidation of oily and fatty foods marked by unpleasant smell and taste is called rancidity. These are the methods to prevent it from rancidity. ठीक है, क्या क्या मेथड है? These are the methods. These two is very important, BHT and BHA, that is antioxidants. BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene and butylated hydroxyanisole. You can copy it or just take a screenshot. Okay, now I will explain you some additional type of reaction which is based on energy. Gain of energy or loss of energy. Gain of energy or loss of energy. Okay, so on the basis of energy, there is two types of reaction. First is endothermic reaction. First one is endothermic reaction and second one is exothermic reaction. What is endothermic reaction? The reaction which absorbs heat or energy. Heat is also form of energy. So heat or energy may be light. Okay, energy is different: heat energy, light energy, sound energy, many more energy is there. So which absorbs heat / generally they absorb or release heat, but sometimes light also. Okay, that's why I have written here heat or energy from its environment is called endothermic reaction. What is endothermic reaction? Which absorbs means the reaction which requires some energy to happen. Means the reaction which happens only when we supply some energy, whether it is in the form of heat or light. Okay, we need to give that energy. That reaction is endothermic reaction. Means the reaction which requires heat or energy. For example, photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food, but in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. What is sunlight? Form of energy. It is a form of energy. Which energy? Light energy. So here energy is required. Therefore it is endothermic reaction. This reaction we have already discussed in balancing. What is 6CO2 plus 6H2O in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight? It is glucose, C6H12O6 plus 6O2. This is also called as glucose. This is glucose. C6H12O6 is the formula for glucose. Okay. Next one is exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction means the reaction in which heat or energy is released to its environment. Means the reaction which releases energy during its reaction. Means a chemical reaction in which heat is evolved. We can say heat is evolved or energy is released. For example, respiration, our respiratory system, taking oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. यही है ना? No, it is just breathing. It is just breathing. Respiration is this reaction. You will study this in details in your bio first chapter, that is life process. Okay. So in respiration, what happens? Glucose breaks down in presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide plus water plus a lot of energy. In your bio, you will study this energy will be 38 ATP. Okay, 38 ATP. So this is respiratory. This is the reaction for respiration. What happens? Glucose breaks down in presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Now you see, you take oxygen. So what happens? This oxygen helps this glucose to break down to form water and energy plus carbon dioxide. Means you take oxygen and you release carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is full respiratory reactions, the reaction which occurs in our respiratory system. Glucose plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide plus water plus energy in the form of ATP. Okay, in details you will study in first chapter this respiration also in 3 types: lack of oxygen, absence of oxygen. Okay, so you will study in details in your first chapter of bio, that is life process. So this is all about this chapter. Our chapter is completed. I have discussed each and every topic related to this chapter in details. Nothing is left. Okay, I will give you the link in the description of this video, in which there is some more examples of the types of reaction. Two more examples on the, suppose there is a combination reaction, so I have given 2 more examples except what I have explained you in the lecture. Okay, second decomposition, double displacement, every reaction, 2 examples, more examples of that. Okay, and the assignment, yeah, most important thing, assignment. So the assignment is to do all NCERT questions. What is your assignment? To do all NCERT questions, whether it is in-text question or exercise question. You do all examples, in-text and exercise questions. Okay, you need to do all questions. That is your assignment. And one more thing, if you have last 10 years question paper or a book which contains last 10 years question paper, from there you also try to solve questions, because if you start solving that questions from now, so you will have less burden at the end. Okay, you will have less burden at the end. So I will suggest you to start solving that last 10 year question bank from starting. So what you need to do, solve all the questions given in your textbook, NCERT book, and last 10 year question. That will be enough. And it will help you to obtain more and more marks. Okay, so this is all about our chapter. In next video we will start new chapter. Okay, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to click the bell icon to get the latest video. Thank you.